Idaho lawmakers say they are in crisis mode. That's because this time next year, your state-issued ID likely won't get you past TSA at any airport. For many, though, the problems are already happening. And On Your Side's Chris Oswalt is live in studio to explain what's going on. Chris?
Roland, this burden really falls on Idaho lawmakers. In 2008, they passed a bill prohibiting the Idaho Department of Transportation from bringing driver's license in compliance with federal security mandates. Now, 7 years later, they're scrambling to change that.
Excited to fly home with my regular ID.
Ashley Schlangen may be excited to board the plane home, but that isn't the only emotion she's feeling.
I'm kind of shocked.
Schlangen just found out her Idaho ID is not in compliance with the Real ID Act, federal guidelines designed to prevent terrorists from making fake IDs. The guidelines were passed by Congress in 2005. Idaho lawmakers didn't like the idea of the federal government issuing the mandates. In 2008, Idaho lawmakers passed a law preventing the Idaho Transportation Department from following the guidelines. Senator Burt Bracken is chairman of the Senate Transportation Committee. He and his colleagues are now looking at ways to get in compliance.
You know, we're going to explore all the options, many as we can. Obviously, we can't come in full compliance even if we tried, right now.
Senator Bracken says that's because doing so would cost taxpayers $20 million. Once in compliance, the Real ID Act of 2005 would cost an additional $5 million in annual cost. Instead of spending all that money, lawmakers are now looking at an enhanced ID.
We're hopeful that would show that Idaho is making progress toward coming into compliance, and if we could do that, well then hopefully we could get extension.
There is no guarantee that extension would be granted, and Idahoans are already feeling the effects. Earlier this month, the Idaho National Laboratory stopped letting anyone in whose only form of ID was an Idaho driver's license.
Vendors and even legislators are having trouble and being denied access.
The problems aren't stopping there. Come October, an Idaho ID will keep you out of federal courthouses and off military bases. And in January, your right to fly could be grounded.
I don't have a passport. I can't get out of Idaho without a plane. Crazy to me.
Those enhanced IDs being considered could cost you an additional $20. Idaho is one of 9 states dealing with the same issue. Governor Otter's office says it is working with Homeland Security to come to an agreement. Live in the studio, Chris Oswalt, Fox 9 on your side.